Vine stirred in her sleep, feeling a little colder than usual. Usually, she was a heavy sleeper, but for the past 2 days, she was not high alert and would wake up several times in the middle of the night to look upon her husband, who was sick and also currently missing from the bed. Her eyes shifted towards the washroom. Maybe he was in there, yet it was empty. Slipping out of her bed, Vine grabbed her robe and tied it around her waist. She quietly padded out of the bedroom and down the hallway, the dim light from the kitchen guiding her. As she approached the kitchen, she heard faint sounds, clicking dishes, the soft rustle of movement. Vine sighed, already knowing what was happening inside. Sure enough, when she rounded the corner, there was Jungkook, leaning against the kitchen counter, a spoonful of what looked like soup halfway to his lips. He was still dressed in his loose pajama pants and an old t shirt, his dark hair tousled from sleep. The spoon halted there mid-air as soon as he found her. He gulped, placed the spoon back in the bowl, and placed it down, as if doing that was going to hide what he was doing there at first place. Wine, planning to teleport back to bed after this? He scratched the back of his head. His eyes reflected how tired and he was. Another sign of his fever. Wine, what do you think you're doing? She crossed her arms as she approached him. Wine, you're supposed to be resting, not sneaking out of bed to raid the kitchen. Jungkook gave her an innocent look. These Bambi eyes were surely her weakness. Jungkook, I'm hungry, and you are asleep. I don't want to wake you up. He replied, his voice hoarse from both the sickness and the late hour. She walked over to him, placing a hand on his forehead to check his temperature. Wine, you're still warm. 8 times. A total of 8 times I repeated to wake me up if you need anything or you feel any pain. Jungkook, maybe I would have if you said it in the ninth time. He had some guts teasing her while he was hanging by the edge. Wine, seriously? Do my words even mean anything to you? If you do this, I won't sleep at all until you recover completely. Seriously, next time, I'm going to tie you to the bed. She said it all in one breath, grabbing the soup bowl and put it in the oven to warm it up. Yet her words were cut in between when he back hugged her, snuggling his face in the crook of her neck. The height difference between the two made him bend to her level, which Jungkook always found so adorable. Jungkook, I love you. Thank you for always taking care of me. Soft. His voice was too soft and deep, she melted right there. She had to gather everything to keep up with her protest. Wine, this is not going to work. That won't fix your health, huh? Jungkook, you are here to take care of me. I'm sure I'll be healthy soon enough. He smiled against her neck, and Wine's heart skipped a beat. Lord, save her. But that was a lost case. Wine, you're too unfair. She pouted, and Jungkook chuckled, tightening his arms around her as she took the soup out of her oven. Jungkook, sometimes I just want to stay sick, so I can have you take care of me this way. Fine, yeah? Alright. Back to bed then? Jungkook sighed. Jungkook, I can't just lie in the bed all day. It drives me crazy. Why knew how hard it was for him. The kind of man who can't stay still for even a minute. He was usually this active. Fine. You still have to. After all, you wanted to stay sick? Jungkook, yeah, fine. If you catch me, I'll get back in bed quietly. Wine turned towards him. To be honest, Jungkook was the kind of guy who never feared anything, except for this woman standing right before him. As she looked at him dead in the eyes, he was genuinely scared. He gulped and stepped back, throwing hands in the air, surrendering. Jungkook, okay, okay, who doesn't like resting anyways, right? He chuckled nervously and followed her back to bed, getting inside the sheets quietly. Vine took a seat beside him and fed him the soup with her own hands, making sure before every bite that it was not too hot to burn his tongue. Vine, it's the ninth time, I'm telling you. Don't you dare go on any adventure yourself again, and I am extremely serious this time. Jungkook, Roger ma'am. I dare notify you. Vine, trust me, honey. You don't want to try this again. That smile she gave him was quite murderous, and he swore he had no plans of defying her even over his dead body. He quietly finished the soup and Vine checked his temperature. It was better than yesterday, but he still needed time to recover. Fine, let's go on a walk tomorrow. Fresh air will help you. She removed his robe and lay down beside him, turning off the lights. Jungkook wrapped his arms around her, his face resting in the crook of her neck as he inhaled in her scent. He loved that shampoo she used, giving away the scent of strawberries. Vine's fingers brushed through his hair even if he was not sleepy at all. Those caresses and soft touches melted him instantly, putting him back to sleep right after, in the arms of his queen, where he felt the most loved. His home, his woman, his heart belonged there.